Half a day and welcome to the Guam Chamber Member Spotlight Podcast, where we feature one of our many small business members, the backbone of our island community. They provide much needed services and products, employ our residents, pay taxes, and give back to our community in a number of ways. We're so glad you joined us today. My name is Catherine Castro, your host for the Chamber Member Spotlight Podcast. We are so excited to feature our member Graphic Center, represented today by Jessie Rosario, its Vice President. So half a day and welcome to the podcast, Jessie.
Half a day, Catherine. Thank you for having me today.
We're so excited that you're joining us and to learn a little bit more about your company, Graphic Center. Tell us a little bit about maybe how long Graphic Center has been in business and what's some of the history.
Well, we've been around since 1992, so it's about going on 32 years. We celebrated our big milestone 2 years ago with the Chamber when we turned 30, and it's been interesting since trying to find ourselves and rebrand from where we came from back in '92 and how we evolved since then. And we obviously went through many obstacles through the years, but I think we've sort of know exactly where we are in the market now and where we stand and what kind of services we want to offer in the future, and just sort of established ourselves since the big 25 years that we've been in business.
So initially, not too long ago, within all of us, we can all remember that printing was, actual product in your hands that you touch and feel, was a big thing for us, right? And then with the advent of technology, now COVID,
yes.
right? So there's been a lot of things that have gone digital, right? How has that impacted your business, and how have you been able to transition or pivot, right? That was the word during
pivot's been very interesting in how we dissect that.
Yeah.
We have many different meanings of that word, especially at Graphic Center.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely changed a lot. COVID really pushed that to a different level and pushed us up 10 more years from that, holding on to something versus digital, right?
Right.
But the great thing about technology in the printing industry is that we still have that service where we can still print 30,000 brochures, and we still have the Kmarts and the Home Depots and the Costly Less out there that still print by bulk. So that press still runs. Now it doesn't run as much as it used to, but because of technology, people are now able to get smaller quantities done. So people are still doing brochures. They still need annual reports. Basically not 300 pieces, but they want 10, 15. And with technology, we can produce that now a lot quicker and faster, and a lot more affordable.
Excellent.
And the quality of digital lately has been really good. Sometimes surprisingly better than the traditional offset way of running. But for us, it hasn't really impacted us much because, like I said, people still need it. COVID definitely had us pivot and direction, but it helped us a lot. We were able to come up with new products. The shield, we had the acrylic shields that was popular. We had 6 feet distancing stickers for the floor, signs, posters.
Right.
And then with the whole COVID touching things, with the reusable menus or disposable menus, you can only use it once. That brought a whole new market, a whole new business for us.
Wow.
And unfortunately for other people, they didn't do well during COVID time, but for Graphic Center, was actually one of our better years as far as revenue is concerned. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good to hear.
Yeah. So we've changed a lot. We definitely have all the same services. We've added a lot more. We were able to purchase new equipment. Technology has moved in a different direction on print, but at the end, it's we're a lot more. How do you say this? Besides quick, a lot more automated, right? So before I would need probably 3 people on one press. Now I just need 1.
Sure.
Because of the automation.
Yes.
So we've automated a lot of our equipment at Graphic Center to be able to still accommodate our customers' needs and also keep up being very competitive with other markets out there like China and Taiwan and Korea.
Yeah. Well, what's great is that because you have the technology offers you these opportunities. Now you don't have to go off island, right?
Yes,
So I understand too, like what things that we would have had to go off island for a couple of years ago, we have that capability to do it here. Right. So for example, maybe that would be printing a book.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Yes.
So have you had these opportunities to do something like that, publications that would have had to have gone off island, for example? What would be some of those?
God, there's many of them, but you're right. The opportunity to do things. So what we're trying to do right now, instead of reinventing the wheel or coming up with new products, is try and identify the products that are being done off island and try and accommodate them doing them here. And one of them are the books, the hardcover books. With technology now, you don't have to order 1,000 books, right?
That's right.
It gets on Guam, like, oh gosh, I found a mistake, or there's a misspelled word, or that photo was not the right photo. Now they can test market. Just order 10, test market, see what people like, don't like about it, see if it's a bestseller or not, and then order the 1,000 if you want, right? So the cost is, it's there, the production's there, and automated in there. But yeah, hardcover books is one of them. Another market that we see that's still being done off island are everything you get in the mail, right? So you get all your bills in the mail. You get bills from utilities, bills from telecommunication companies, right? Yeah. Most of them still do that off island. They get that produced off island, most of them out of California, and then they still mail it here.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so we were able to capture that market as well. So your power bill, your water bill, and your trash bill, we print locally.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So that keeps us pretty busy every single day.
I could imagine.
Yeah. And we're still trying to find and locate those jobs that are still being done off island, and trying to see if there is a market here. Sometimes some of those jobs are doing off island require huge equipment and very expensive equipment. So if there's not enough market here, then we probably look somewhere else.
What are some products that you have that would be surprising for people? Like, oh, I didn't know you printed that.
You know, it's so funny you say that, because almost every day someone says that to me.
No kidding.
It's just so hard, being in the printing industry. You come up with different things every day. I mean, yeah, it sounds like it's the same thing. It's paper, right? But it's different because there's so many different creative people here. Yeah. And they just come up with different ideas, different ways of doing stuff. Displays at the stores, they come up with better, cooler displays. Yeah. And every day is different for us. And every day I find something that we didn't do before, that I didn't know I even did, that we could do, right? Yeah. So, gosh, I think it's going on 10 years this year where we opened up the Island Color and Copy, which is right next to Graphic Center, right? So it's funny because we opened up and people were calling me, Jessie, can you believe someone's opened up right next to you, like a competitor?
That's so funny.
Believe it or not, it's actually us, right? And the reason why we did that, well, the opportunity came up with our landlord. They had this huge warehouse, right? Yeah. Where Ben Franklin used to be there.
Oh yes, that's
or Mark's Sporting Goods. Mark's Sporting Goods, sorry. It's a huge warehouse, and the opportunity came up. We're like, let's try this. Graphic Center is known to be the corporate printing company, right? In the corporate world, right? We just do corporate companies, right? That's all we do. Right. If you want to come in and do a birthday invitation, I just don't do that, right? Yeah. Not that I don't want, that we don't. I just don't want to because, just personal projects takes a little longer, a lot more creative, a lot more time. Yeah. I don't like the color. I don't like this, or the brides out there, and they don't like the color scheme. That's not the right mauve. That's not, so we chose not to do that. So when we moved to Graphic Center in Tamuning, we had to move from Mighty, which we were there for 24 years. That's right. We had to move to Tamuning, and we were right there, in the road. We're like, maybe we'll just try do this B2C type operation, and let's just see how it goes. And we'll just sort of do a small little, next door, open up a little company and welcome in people to come in and do wedding invitations, birthday cards, or banners, graduation, funeral stuff.
Calendars, right?
Calendars, personal calendars, right? So we did that as just a model, just to see how how things go, what kind of equipment we need. We never did banners before. We never did those type of signs or stickers before at Graphic Center. It was just straight up old traditional printing. Right. So surprisingly, it's just been wonderful. Be able to
a great success story for your company.
Yeah, able to do all these things that we thought we didn't want to get into, and it just worked out. We just worked with our current clients, and they needed roll-up banners, for instance, signs. Like it's just one-stop shopping place, right? Yeah. So it worked out, and we wanted to sort of see how that goes. And before COVID, we were looking at expanding outside to Saipan, somewhere in CNMI, Palau, Ponape, other islands, and take the word island color copy out there.
Oh, yeah.
And that was right before COVID.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we're still looking at that
Sure.
that growth and in that B2C market. And because the model's there, we have the plans already set up, and it's a fully operational company. I think we're the only printing company on island that has a nice showroom where you can come in, touch and feel stuff, get some ideas.
Cool.
So we have a huge display room with just a bunch of samples we put out there, so everyone can just see and get some inspiration.
Great. So considering how close we are to the other islands, do you get some business from the CNMI, Palau, for example?
Yes, we do. We do actually a lot of work. I mean, a lot of our companies here in Guam currently have offices and businesses in Saipan and Rota, Tinian, Palau, Ponape. A lot of companies, some banks and some telecommunication companies.
Sure, yes.
Some other companies, McDonald's, I believe, is in Saipan, right?
Yes.
So we do a lot of work here in Guam, and we ship it to Saipan for them because there are some things in Saipan or Ponape or Palau that they don't have the right equipment like we do in Guam. So we do print them here and ship it for them. Yeah.
I remember several years ago when we were doing one of our gala events, and we needed to make a backstage pass, right, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And Jessie, you were on our committee. You're like, yeah, we could do that. I'm like, you can print on plastic.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool, and so now we have these badges every year.
They're great, right? And they're great souvenirs too.
They're great
you know?
souvenirs. People love them. People want
collect
them.
those things too. You know.
Yes. I've gone into an office where they've been able to, because not everybody's invited to that particular party, right?
Be a VIP, right?
And so I've seen people with some of their collections that are being displayed. So I think that's really neat.
That is cool. Yes, that is cool. Yeah, we do print on. We do have like hardcover plastics, similar to a credit card.
Yes.
And they're more dull, right? But then we can print on paper, then laminate it. It has that nice glossy effect. So depending on the time, situation, how rush it is, we'll just choose which material to use. But yeah, it's so much fun every day. I mean, I get surprised every time I go into work. I'm like, oh, we did that for that customer. I didn't know that, you know?
Yeah.
It's graduation season, and it's...
I could imagine.
Yeah. I mean, I already know what school's graduating is coming into my work, and I see all these stand-up banners. Actually, it's kind of weird walking by, and I see all these people standing right in the corner.
They look like they're so real.
Right, yeah. And I see an array of like purple. I'm like, oh, it must be GW.
Yeah.
It must be GW Day, right?
Yes.
It's fun. Yeah.
I could imagine how fun that would be, right? And actually, the services that you provide really are a joy to the community, right? Because, you know, when you see a happy birthday banner or a wedding banner or, you know, a centennial banner like ours, right? I mean, and then of course, you need something that will showcase the products and services that other businesses need, right? And what's better than a collapsible stand-up banner, right? And to have you guys do that in like less than a week, I mean, it's amazing,
thanks.
right? Back in the day when we had to wait for a long time for something like that, and now, oh yeah, we need it next week. Shoot, let's just call Graphic Center. Let's call Jessie.
Yes. I remember those days where it was okay to say 2 weeks, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, 10 days. Now it's like, can I get it tomorrow? Or
Yes.
why can't I get it this afternoon, right? I still get those clients that go call me up and, hey, Jessie, can I get 10,000 flyers today? I'm thinking, okay, I can do it, right? It's just if you're my only client, right? And then the press wasn't busy. But for some reason, they just think, like, you know, I sit at my desk and I just turn around, right? And I press this button and then it's just 10,000 comes out, right? But they don't realize I have this 2 huge warehouses full of equipment and staff that's required to produce those 10,000 flyers. But so yeah, I always invite everybody to come over and take a tour. One of our warehouses is set up like a tour. You know, it has a second floor.
Oh, nice.
We walk over a platform and watch down and see people work. It's kind of fun. I mean, I love printing. I've been doing this since high school, right? So printing is just in my blood that way. So
I love that.
There's so much joy in me walking around, driving around the island, seeing what I produced. And stuff. So,
I can imagine.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the things that, you know, maybe our community can look forward to that you guys are taking a look at? I mean, I know, I understand that sometimes, you know, you don't want to really talk too much about it because of competition.
Right.
But, you know, what are some of the things that maybe you can disclose?
Well, nothing really different as far as printing and technology. We go to large expos every year, 2 or 3 of them, just trying to keep updated. And as of today, I know we are totally maxed out with our technology as far as what we can offer in Guam. We always purchase the newest and greatest equipment. So I think we're good as far as new products and services. It's all the creative team, all these advertising agencies out there that really push our limits, which we love, you know, and we welcome the challenge. So they always come up with new ideas, new products. And I love it so much. I just steal that idea and I put it in the showroom and people buy it, right? But since our 30th year anniversary, which was 2 years ago, our sort of directions, it's not really changed, but focus more on helping others, helping the community, reaching out a little bit more. I try not to stretch myself too thin with even just with the committees I'm on and the organizations I help. So I try to focus on a few or a handful of them. 2 years in a row, we did the junior achievement.
Nice.
My kids, you know. I have one teenager at home, and to have like 8 teenagers at one time was a challenge, but we won last year.
Yay, congratulations. Yes.
And we were able to travel to Malaysia in March this year and compete. And we won the most popular, which I think was a great, awesome award because that's what we wanted to go out there for. And the product was a self-help journal promoting mental awareness and mental health and stuff. So winning the most popular was great because, you know, it showcased my team and how just a joy to be around them, right?
Right, yeah.
And then also helping out other organizations and communities and nonprofits. We never say no, right? I don't know if it's out there, but I don't think anybody's ever come to us and asked us to help for this nonprofit, and we've ever said no. We helped everybody. Any way we can. Most of the time, it's probably not monetary, but if they need tickets, posters, things for the events, we've always helped, and we've never turned back anybody. Turned around anybody.
And I think that's what makes you your company so successful, right? Is because you're saying thank you to the community that has, you know, kept you in business for all of these years. And so you know, kudos to you, the owners, and the team at Graphic Center and Island Printing. So you know, because of the work that you do and the support that you give the community, people keep coming back, right? And the quality of work is fantastic. So we thank you for that, you know. So I also wanted to ask you, you know, you guys have been a long-standing chamber member. How has your chamber membership helped you in your business?
Well, you know, I do like joining committees when I can, and thank you for calling me out sometimes when you need me, and I help as much as I can. But the chamber in itself, I mean, though we don't play a fully active role, and I don't go to as many meetings as I should, being part of the chamber has helped us a lot. Just the connections that it's made throughout the years, it's always helped us. I mean, just attending even one event will help me for the whole year. You know, I just go to one event, I just make a fool of myself, and then I'm good for the rest of the year, you know. But it's always such fun meeting clients, meeting new people, and just the chamber events and being part of the chamber has helped us grow, put us in a position where we can say that, you know, we've been around this long and we can help. And we have been helping and stuff. So
I agree. I think that, you know, once you, I mean, obviously you don't have to attend every single activity, right? But certainly some things that, you know, appeal to you or that are within your line of business, right? That can support your industry or even support your employees, right? That would be a benefit for the company and the staff. And then just the engagement opportunities that are available at these particular events are very helpful, right? For every type of business here in Guam, right? So, you know, I just think that there's so much opportunity here in Guam, and to be able to, you know, be at these types of events are really helpful. Do you, if people are interested, Jessie, in if they've never heard of your company or the walk-in piece, how can they reach you? How can they, if they've got a big event or if they've got a family event coming up, maybe they've got the, you know, family reunion, right? How can they reach you?
Well, Island Cotton Copy, we are into winning. in Serrano Avenue, behind TikTok, across Docomo. We're back there in Serrano Avenue. I love that place. We're open every day, Monday to Saturday, 8 to 6 on the weekdays, and 10 to 2 on Saturday. Stop by anytime. Like I said, we have a showroom there. It's a great place to go and just relax. There's areas to just chill and think about what you want. And there's lots of ideas there, and samples and so forth. And also on Facebook and Instagram, we're very active there. We try and showcase as much as we can for people to get some ideas and inspirations there.
Yeah. So what is a project that you worked on that was just like, you know, one of those that what you thought was initially very challenging, but that later after, you know, it came through was probably one of your most, you know, memorable activities or printing projects?
Yeah, it's I just talked about this 2 days ago. It's old. It's an old project, but still very current. It's our cookbook. Graphic Center came up with our own very cookbook. It's called the Guam Super Cookbook. I believe it had to have been 12, 13 years ago that I wanted to be part of my giving back, right? So I reached out to a lot of nonprofit organizations, and we talked about let's put this cookbook together to benefit the nonprofits, because you know they've always come and asked us for help, and like I said, we always help, you know. But I want to help more, right? And come up with a job that I can print and also, you know, help that way, right?
Yeah.
So we reached out to several of them, and they all sort of loved the idea. They went out there and they gathered all the recipes from everybody they can think of. I told them to try and concentrate on all our grandparents and our parents, right? Because it'll be a good piece to hand down, right?
Yes,
generations,
of course,
right?
Of course.
And then within the cookbook, we'll put down where the recipe came from. So it came from, you know, your grandmother or mother, right?
Right.
So we did that. We gathered it. Went to GCC. Actually, I did everything myself, right? So I went to GCC. I begged them to cook some of these recipes, and then we can
wow.
Yes, and then
you took photos of
we
it
took photos.
for
Then I even begged Bert Sodoma this is to beg him to take some great photos.
Oh, how wonderful!
And we put together this. I didn't even think what it was. I mean, you know, it was just an idea, right? And it just became this huge thing, you know, and it came out beautiful. It's still Guam's #1 best-selling cookbook. We print every year. We sell out every time. And
fantastic.
The idea was, in the very beginning, is gather this, print it, and then for every nonprofit, if they sell the cookbook, they get $5, right? So it was a $15 cookbook. It's 12 years ago. It's still $15 now.
Wow.
Yeah, so they still purchase it at $10, and then they retail it for $15. So any nonprofit organizations come to us, they buy it for $10, sell it for $15, and it's still a great fundraising idea.
For sure.
Yeah, and that's up to this day still just amazes me, and how we started a little idea and where it became, and here it is now today.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
me
it.
too.
You know, I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but maybe have it available online.
Yeah,
and then we could, I don't know, they could, maybe whoever's purchasing it, the $5 go to this organization.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Right?
Sure, have them click and where they want it to go to, and we have.
Yeah,
it's a great idea.
And I think, and the only reason I think about it is because the chamber gets all kinds of messages.
Sure.
I used to live on Guam. I was stationed on Guam, or my grandmother is from Guam, and she used to make this.
Yeah.
How can I get the recipe? Is there a cookbook?
Yes,
Is there this, right? And so, you know, usually, you know, we would send them to our retail businesses, right, who sell these products. And so I was thinking, what a great opportunity for Graphic Center.
Good idea, though. I would definitely think about that and see how we can implement that online. But currently, right now, a lot of states in the mainland, a lot of small Guam-based companies purchase our cookbooks by bulk, and they sell it out there.
Good
job. Especially during the liberation, during next month.
Yes.
It's probably one of our biggest sellers, right, during July.
Fantastic. Oh, for sure.
And of course, Christmas. Christmas is a great selling time. But yeah, that's a great idea, Catherine. I'll definitely see how I can implement that and have them donate the $5 somewhere.
We have had so many people who have lived on Guam at one point in their lives and who have great experiences. And obviously always talk about not only the warmth of the people, but the great food,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And so, I mean, even the simple recipe of finadini, right? I get inquiries about how do you make that soy sauce soy sauce dish.
Yes. Yes, I know.
So I think it's great. So kudos to you guys for a great product. So do you have any last parting words for our listening audience?
No, just visit us, call us anytime. I love to talk about the ideas, especially creative people. You know, I just love just being around them. So yeah, it just inspires me to do more, to think of other ways to helping and challenging us. You know, so we love being challenged. So call us anytime if you have a challenge for us. For
awesome,
sure. Yes.
I love it. And you know what? Definitely, we absolutely love Graphic Center. We think that you have provided wonderful products, quality products, and we thank you for your service to our Guam community for over 30 years. So please make sure that you support all of our small businesses, including Graphic Center. So thank you so much, Jessie, for being on our podcast today.
Well, thank you so much. Yes.
All right, take care.
Great, thank you.
I'd like to thank our listeners for tuning in and listening to today's show. We encourage you to drop us a note, to share your comments on this episode, or visit our website or social media platforms. We'd really appreciate your feedback. And we look forward to having you back on the Chamber Member Spotlight podcast again soon. If you haven't already heard, we also have another podcast called The Chamber Biz Box, which features issues and challenges that face our business community. We are currently available on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, so give them a listen. This is your host, Catherine Castro. Until next time, take good care and make it a great day, Guam.